Turns out my husband's work buddy is this smoking hot 28-year-old, not some midlife crisis divorcee like he said. He said that he met this girl who was struggling with her recent developments in life, and she needed a gym partner. I thought he was doing her a favor. I didn't know what she looked like. I mean, she looked like Cinderella in a gym outfit. Guys, that's only the start. I did something I might regret. I tracked his iPhone. Yeah, I don't care, I did it. And turns out he didn't stay at the office overnight. He stayed at her apartment, and I have proof. I never thought I'd be the woman scrolling through Instagram in the middle of the morning, comparing timestamps to credit card statements like some kind of amateur detective, but here I am, staring at a photo of my husband Kirian and his gym buddy Cameron, both glistening with sweat, her perfectly manicured hand resting on his bicep, and the caption reads, 5 a.m., grind with my soulmate, accountability partner, grind never stops, couple goals. Couple goals? My heart dropped in my stomach and I checked the timestamp and it was posted at 5:47 a.m. I opened my iPhone app to find it, and according to his location history, Kirian never left her apartment complex between 11 and 7 a.m. The same apartment complex where Cameron lives, which I only know because she had him help her move some furniture last month, or so he said. I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to start from the get-go, because even typing this out feels surreal. Maybe if I lay out all the facts, this will make more sense, and maybe I'll realize I'm being paranoid. Or maybe I'll finally accept what I think I already know. Kirian and I have been married for 7 years. We met in college, and I was pre-med, he was business. Classic story, bumped into each other at a coffee shop, he spilled my latte, insisted on buying me another one, and we talked until, well, they kicked us out at the closing. We got married 2 years after graduation and bought a house in the suburbs of Denver. Started building our life together. I'm now a pediatric nurse at a children's hospital, and he works in commercial real estate. We were trying for a baby. I don't know what we are now. Last January, Kirian announced he wanted to get in shape. His 35th birthday was coming up, and he said that he was tired of feeling sluggish. I was supportive. We've both put on some relationship weight over the years. What confused me was his insistence on joining Planet Fitness when we've converted our entire garage into a home gym during COVID. We had everything. Weights, cardio equipment, mirrors, rubbing flooring, and I spent nearly $8,000 on the setup because he said he hated driving to the gym. But he claimed he needed the social motivation around him, that working out alone wasn't cutting it. Fine, I get that. Some people need the environment. The membership was only $10 a month, so I didn't think much of it, and he started going in the evenings after work, coming home around 8 p.m., showered and exhausted. I was genuinely proud of his dedication, but in March he mentioned meeting Cameron. She was new to the gym, didn't know how to use the equipment properly, and he offered to show her some basics. He described her as some divorced mom trying to get her life together. I remember those exact words because they made her sound so unthreatening. A charity case, almost. He said she was grateful for the help and asked if he's mind being a workout partner since she felt intimidated going alone. I met Cameron exactly once at the Whole Foods in April. We ran into her while shopping and Kirian introduced us. She was not what I expected from his description. First, she looked like she was 28, not some middle-aged divorcee I pictured. Second, she was already in incredible shape, the kind of muscle definition you see on fitness influencers. And third, she had this way of looking at my husband like he hung the moon. But she was friendly to me, gushing about how lucky I was and how much Kirian talked about me. That should have been my first red flag. He barely talks about me to his own mother. By May, their workout schedule had shifted. Instead of evenings, Kirian starts going at 5 a.m., He said Cameron had convinced him that the morning workout routines were better for energy levels and the gym was less crowded. This meant he was getting up at 4:30, which for a man who used to hit snooze 4 times every morning seems like a personally weird personality transplant. But again, I was trying to be supportive. Maybe this was good for him. He did seem happier and more energetic. What I didn't know until last week was that he's been paying for 2 Planet Fitness memberships, and I only discovered this because I was gathering documents for our taxes. Yes, I'm a person who starts in October, and I noticed the reoccurring charge was $22.48, not $10.70. When I asked him about it, he said it must have been some kind of premium membership upgrade he forgot about. But when I called up the gym, Planet Fitness told me they had 2 separate memberships under his name, different member IDs, both active since January. The Instagram thing started small. Cameron would tag him in motivational quotes, Transformation Tuesday posts, the sort of thing. Normal gym buddy stuff, I told myself, but over the past month it escalated. Daily stories of their workouts, inside jokes in the comments, and an uncomfortable number of posts about their journey together. She started calling him her swole mate, a term that made me cringe every time I saw it. Then came this morning, the post. It wasn't just the location discrepancy that set off an alarm, it was what I saw in her Instagram story from last night. She posted a video of her making a protein shake, and in the background, clear as day, was the container of Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Whey that's gone missing from our pantry last week. The same flavor, extreme milk chocolate. I bought it from Costco, and Kirian said he must have left it in the gym bag at work. But that wasn't all. In another story posted at 11:45, when Kirian was supposedly asleep at home, there was a nightstand visible in the corner, and on the nightstand was a Navy Yankees cap. Kirian has exactly one Yankees cap, a vintage one his father gave him that he treasures. He said he lost it at the gym last month and was devastated. I even ordered him a replacement from eBay as a surprise, though it hasn't arrived yet. My hands were shaking as I scrolled through the more postings. 3 weeks ago, she posted a progress picture with the caption, "So proud of how far we've come together. Couldn't have done this transformation without my accountability partner." The comments were full of heart emojis and fire emojis from her friends asking if they were together, and she replied to each one with winky faces and said, "Just friends for now." For now, I wanted to throw my phone across the room. Instead, I did what any rational woman would do at 3 a.m. I drove deeper into the digital rabbit hole. Her Facebook was more revealing. Status updates about finally finding someone who sees her worth, and when you know, and actions speak louder than words, and his actions are screaming. All posted within the last 2 months, all with comments from friends telling her to secure the bag, shoot your shot, girl. But here's the twist that made my blood run cold. Cameron isn't some random divorce mom. I found her LinkedIn. She's Cameron Kovac, Senior Associate at Hartman Commercial Real Estate, the same company where Kirian works. The same company that just announced a major merger that would create a dozen new executive positions. The same company where Kirian has been vying for a promotion to VP of Development for the past 2 years. She wasn't new to the gym. She's been a trainer at Planet Fitness for 3 years, and according to her old Instagram post, she competed in bikini competitions. She even has a degree in exercise science. This woman knew exactly how to use every piece of equipment in that gym. She didn't need my husband to show her a thing. I kept digging. Found her Twitter, where she's been subtweeting about manifesting her dream life and removing obstacles, and 2024 is the year I get everything I deserve. I even found her TikTok, where she posts about couple workout routines with a carefully obscured male partner whose tattoo looks suspiciously like Kirian's. Guys, I found her Pinterest, where she has a board called Future Home full of houses in Denver's most expensive neighborhoods, the exact neighborhoods Kirian sells in. At 6 in the morning, I heard Kirian's key go into the lock. I was sitting at the kitchen table, laptop open, coffee cold, evidence spread out like a prosecutor preparing for trial. He walked in wearing his gym clothing. Hair was damp, carrying his gym bag, and he froze when he saw me. He told me I was crazy, that I was making connections that were not there, that Cameron was just a friend, just a workout partner, that of course he's been at the gym this morning. When I showed him the location data, he said it must have been a glitch. When I asked about the protein powder, he said lots of people use that brand, and when I mentioned the Yankee cap, he got defensive, said I was turning into some kind of stalker. But then I asked him why he lied about Cameron being new to the gym. Why he described her as a divorced mother when she was actually 29, never married and no kids, and why he's been paying for her membership since January. His face went through about 6 different expressions before landing on indignant anger. How dare I spy on him? How dare I invade his privacy? This was exactly why he needed space to work out. I was suffocating him with my paranoia. The argument escalated, and he accused me of being jealous, of trying to sabotage his fitness journey, of being threatened by a woman in a better shape than me. The last one stung because there was truth in it. I've been insecure about my post-COVID body, but this wasn't about my insecurity. This was about the 47 times his phone location showed him at her apartment between January and now. This was about the charge for $240 at Lululemon that he said was for workout clothing, but coincidentally matched the exact amount of women athletic set Cameron posted about loving. This was about the fertility appointment that missed last month because of an emergency client meeting. That happened to be the same day Cameron posted about having the best surprise ever. But here's the second twist. The one that changes everything. As Kieran was storming around packing a bag to go stay with his brother, the phone rang. Cameron's name flashed on the screen and he declined it, but she immediately texted, "We need to talk. Keegan knows." Keegan, her actual boyfriend, who I discovered through some deeper social media watching. Keegan, who, according to his LinkedIn, is the VP of Development at the same commercial real estate company, the exact position my husband's been dying to get. The same Keegan who's been the company head for 15 years and who, according to Glassdoor reviews, is known for playing favorites and holding grudges. The text was followed by another. "He saw the security footage from the office he knows about Tuesday night." Tuesday night when Kieran was supposedly at a client dinner in Boulder. Tuesday night when his location showed him at Hartman office until 11 p.m. And Tuesday night when Cameron posted a story from the office gym. A gym that supposedly closes at 8 p.m. Kieran's face went white. He grabbed his phone, but I'd already saw the text and he tried to explain it wasn't what I thought. They've just been working out in the office gym after hours and Keegan was crazy. He was possessive. This could ruin his career. But his hands were shaking, and for the first time in 7 years, I watched my husband look genuinely terrified. And that's when he admitted it. No, it wasn't an affair. At least he swears it wasn't physical. But Cameron had been promising to help him get the promotion. She had Keegan's ear, could influence his decision, and all he had to do was play along with her fitness journey and be her accountability partner and make her look good on social media. She was trying to make Keegan jealous, to push him into finally proposing, and Kieran was just a prop in her scheme. But the late nights, the sleepovers? He admitted he'd been sleeping on her couch, not in her bed, only on her couch, because Cameron had been documenting everything, creating a paper trail of an affair that never happened. Photos taken at angles that looked intimate between, but weren't, and timestamps that suggested overnights, check-ins at her apartment. She told him it was all part of making Keegan jealous enough to act. What she hadn't told him was that she was building a case also for harassment if things went wrong. If Kieran didn't help her get what she wanted, whether that was a ring from Keegan or maybe a promotion of her own, she could destroy his career with one email to HR. The Planet Fitness membership, remember that? She made him pay for it so there would be a financial record linking them together. And the protein powder and Yankees cap? She took them from his gym bag to plant in her apartment for a photo, and you want to know about that Lululemon charge? She used his card when he left his wallet in her car, promising to pay him back. My husband, the man I planned to have children with, had been played by a 29-year-old fitness influencer with a Pinterest board full of engagement rings and a 5-year plan that apparently included destroying anyone who got in her path. But here's the thing. I don't know if I believe him. Maybe this is all true. Maybe he really just is, catastrophically stupid rather than unfaithful. Maybe Cameron really is the master manipulator he's painting her as, or maybe this is just another lie spun in desperation when caught. The location data doesn't lie, the credit card charges don't lie, the Instagram post with their carefully crafted caption doesn't lie either. What I do know is that at 7:47 a.m. this morning, Cameron posted another story. Yeah, it's a screenshot of a text conversation and you can't see the contact name, but the messages are clear. "This isn't working anymore. You can't just walk away now. We have a deal." "Deal's off. Don't contact me again." "You'll regret this. Check your email." 20 minutes later, Kieran gets a call from HR. Emergency meeting, mandatory attendance, bring a representative if you have one. He left the house in yesterday's gym clothing looking like he's aged 10 years overnight. I'm sitting here now in our empty house surrounded by 7 years of memories and mortgage statements and that unused fertility medication in our refrigerator. Our gym home mocks me from the garage, thousands of dollars of equipment gathering dust while my husband paid for a membership. He didn't need to facilitate what? An affair? A scheme? A midlife crisis, maybe? Well, my phone keeps buzzing. My mother, having somehow seen the Instagram post through the suburban mom network, Kieran's brother asking what the hell happened, and 3 missed calls from a number I don't recognize but suspect it's Cameron. And 1 text from Kieran, "Please don't leave, I can explain everything, this isn't what you think." But what do I think? I think my husband, whether through malice or stupidity, has blown up our life. I think Cameron, with her perfect abs and strategic mind, has played a game where everybody loses. And I think Keegan, whoever he really is about to make my husband's work life hell. And I think I need to get a lawyer. Whether it's a divorce lawyer or wrongful termination suit that might be coming. The protein powder is still in Cameron's kitchen. The Yankees cap is still on our nightstand, and my husband's location still shows him at the Hartman office, where his career is probably ending as I type this. All for what? A promotion he didn't get? A workout partner who wasn't, well, really a partner? A series of 5 a.m. selfies that told a story that may or may not be true? I don't have answers. I don't have closure. What I have is a screenshot folder, a broken trust, and a decision to make. Do I believe my husband was a victim of manipulation? Or do I believe what the evidence suggests? That he's just another middle-aged man who thought he could have his protein powder and eat it too. The grind never stops, according to Cameron's hashtag. Well, neither apparently does the lying. Edit. Since people keep asking, yes, I have all the screenshots backed up into multiple places. Yes, I've already called a lawyer, my cousin who does family law. No, I haven't responded to Cameron's calls. And for those saying that I should have trusted my husband, trust is earned. Location data doesn't lie. Even if his version is true, he still chose to lie to me for months instead of telling me he was being blackmailed or whatever the hell it is. That's not a partnership. Update. Kieran was fired. Not for the alleged affair, but for misuse of company property. See, the after-hours gym access and violation of social media policy turns out Cameron was not the mastermind, she was Keegan's accomplice. They've been setting up potential rivals for months. 3 other employees have come forward with similar stories, and lawyers are now involved. Oh, and that promotion? It was never even real. The merger fell through in September, and everybody at the office knew except the people being strung along. I'm staying with my sister while I figure out my next steps. Kieran is at his brother's, sending me novels of text messages I haven't even started to read. The house feels contaminated now, like every room holds a lie. Maybe that sounds a bit dramatic, maybe I'm being unfair, but I keep thinking about those fertility appointments I went to alone. The ovulation testing I took while he was at her apartment, and the future we planned while he was planning what? His career, his escape, or maybe his midlife crisis. I don't know if we can come back from this, I really don't. I don't know if I even want to. All I know is that somewhere in Denver, Cameron is probably making a protein shake with my powder, and my husband's learning that some gains are not worth the loss.
Well, I found 2 commenters who have complete different opinions on today's story, and yeah, this one was a wild one. I mean, more and more cheating, but this time it wasn't physical, allegedly, and there's been no more updates from OP, so we basically have to assume that she left him. Here is the first comment, who, by the way, is criticizing OP. It says, let me get this straight. Your husband's location showed him at this woman's apartment complex, not in her apartment, and you immediately jumped to affair. Apartment complexes have multiple buildings, parking lots even, and common areas. Maybe he was dropping her off after the gym because her car broke down. Maybe he was meeting with other clients who live there too. You sound like the type of wife who tracks her husband's every single move and then just wonders why he needs space. You know, at the gym.
The fact that you spent hours watching this woman's social media, creating spreadsheets of timestamps and building a whole CSI case file instead of, oh, I don't know, talking to your husband like an adult, that tells me every single thing I need to know. You even mentioned fertility treatments, but honestly, maybe the universe is doing that future kid a favor, because growing up with a mother who goes nuclear over gym selfies sounds like a therapy waiting to happen. Your husband tried to explain that he was being manipulated and blackmailed at work, and your response is to lawyer up and blast him on the internet? The real plot twist here is that Kieran probably realized he married someone who would rather play detective than communicate. Oh, and yeah, maybe he made stupid choices, but when your wife is the type to screenshot your location history, catalog your credit card charges, and watch your coworker's Pinterest board to the point that she knows everything about it, can you really blame him for not coming clean about a work situation that's gone wrong? You drove him straight into this mess with your suffocating behavior, and now you're playing the victim for internet points. Congratulations. Guys, that was the first commenter, and if you don't agree with that person, that's okay, because a lot of people didn't. But there was one comment that stuck out because they replied to that person. This one comes from Golden Retriever 99. It said, "Did you even read the same post that I did?" This woman discovered her husband lied to her for months on end about who this gym partner was, paid for her membership secretly, and let her post couple-coded content all over social media while his wife was going through fertility treatments alone. Oh, but sure, let's blame the wife for checking notes, actually paying attention to the blatantly suspicious red flags. You're really out here defending a man whose location showed him at another woman's apartment from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Sure, was he in the parking lot the whole time? And this happened multiple times, and calling his wife crazy for noticing. People like you are why cheaters think that they can gaslight their partners into oblivion. Just talk to him is your best advice. She did talk to him, and he called her paranoid and deflected until he got caught with literal evidence on his phone. The fact that you think a woman checking publicly posted Instagram stories and noticing her own protein powder in someone else's kitchen makes her the suffocating one, it tells me you're either a cheater yourself or you've been in a relationship where trust was broken. My ex pulled this same, "You're crazy for checking my phone" routine until I found out that he's been meeting his study partner at a hotel for 6 months. The location data doesn't lie. Credit cards don't lie, and husbands who are actually innocent don't need to elaborate stories about blackmail and corporate conspiracies. They just don't. OP deserves a partner who doesn't make her feel crazy for having working eyes and a functioning brain. Go touch grass outside. Maybe develop some standards while you're at it, because you're ridiculous. I told you guys you didn't have to be mad at the first commenter, because this person just covered all bases. But hey, if you are on the side of the first commenter who says, the wife was a little pushy, let me know in the comment section down below who you're siding with. Comment number 1 or comment number 2. Just drop a comment so I know. And guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoyed today's story. There's plenty of more stories to come, so make sure you subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, smash that like button. I'll see you in the next one, and just remember one thing. It's cool to be kind. Peace.